everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles, and welcome to Ask Think episode number 106 for Monday, June 16th, 2014. Now, before we get into anything, you guys probably noticed, or, well, maybe you didn't, but I have a new thumbnail for this episode. The only thing, I just changed the character from my normal avatar to the one that Mr. Sandman 98 drew that you guys may or may not have seen a couple of episodes ago on Survival when he got the Golden Noodle. I wanted to include that on my Ask Think episode thumbnails, and I asked him if it was okay, and he said, yeah, absolutely. So I've changed it. So thank you to Mr. Sandman 98 for the awesome art. Now, as for the question from last week, I asked you guys to tell me what your favorite drink is and why. And there are quite a few different answers. X-Real Gaming X said chocolate milk, and he got a ton of likes for that. I liked this one. Miku Hatsune is the drink me potion from Alice in Wonderland because it makes you smaller. The overwhelming majority was soup and noodle soup, which you guys can see here. I mean, it was crazy. And then this person, this was really creative. Mango juice, but noodle up. And it says, who am I kidding? I love Noodle Up, but I also like the Noodle Shake, and I also like Dr. Think, so really liked that one. Terry Morris said, toilet water like Kopi. Well, Kopi doesn't drink toilet water, but I found that hilarious. Margaret Zhang said, honeydew flavored bubble tea, which was really, really specific, and I've never had honeydew flavored bubble tea. I've had a ton of bubble tea in the past, but never honeydew flavored, so I'm going to have to try that this summer. Alan Smith said cream soda because of the vanilla flavor in it. I love cream soda also. And then, you know, another one that was really popular was fruit punch. And I like, pardon me, I farted. Well, their username is funny too. But I like the reasons that he put for liking fruit punch, which was I like the word punch and I like fruit. So, all right. And then, Fun Girl 563 says orange juice, but it has to be cold and from concentrate and with no pulp. Being super, super specific. But the correct answer, guys, for your favorite drink and why is water. No, I'm just kidding. That is, I guess, if I really, really had to think about it, when I choose something to drink, and I have to, you know, overwhelmingly, I choose water. And for the same reasons that you guys put here, that it's healthy and, you know, it helps you, you know, there's just nothing like a nice cold glass of water. So I know it's boring, but yeah, I guess if I had to choose, the thing I drink the most is just plain old water. And then we rounded out with K Loves Ice Cream, who says, drinks? Who needs drinks when you have noodles? So that was pretty awesome. And I found another question for next week in the comments, and it was from Puff and Fluff. And it says, if you could have any kind of superpowers, what would they be? And why? So go ahead and post your answer in the comments below, and maybe your comment will be featured next week. All right, now let's get to the questions. And before we do that, don't forget to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. Remember, only one question per comment, but you can leave as many comments as you like. And if the comments on this Ask Think are closed, go to the most recent Ask Think and ask your question there. Now on to the questions, and the first one is from PixelHeart128, and it says, hey Think, why do you always pause before you say something in your raw recording? And I think what you mean is before I start the next question. And yes, I do put pauses. And yes, if you guys want to see the raw recording, which is exactly what is on my screen right now when I'm recording, it shows my audio recording program and a lot of the mistakes that I make before doing any editing. You can find that link in the description below. But the reason that I do the pauses in between the questions is it makes it so when I go and edit the audio, I can see the waveform, and then I'll see a long, maybe 1 or 2 second pause, and I'm like, okay, that's the end of the previous question, and then there's the next question, and it tells me where to cut the audio and splice things together. Jerry Potter asks, did you see the Spurs own last night? Yes, they did. And pretty much the entire series minus one game. They were in control. They were the better team. For those of you guys who don't watch NBA basketball, it was the Spurs versus the Heat, and the Spurs were by far the better team in this series, and Miami really had no answer for them. And I was really glad to see the Spurs win because I really, although I am a Lakers fan, watching the Spurs play, they play beautiful basketball, and I love the way that they really don't rely on one or two players. Everyone is equally important, and really accentuates and highlights the need for an entire team, and they did very, very well. Puff and Fluff asks, one simple question, why is it that on any other channel people are mostly rude to each other but pretty friendly and nice on yours? I just find it amazing how you influence your noodles, so noodle on. Well, sometimes people are a bit mean from time to time in my comments, but for the most part, they are really friendly with one another and to me. Well, sometimes people are not so nice, but you're right. For the majority of comments, people are nice, and I really don't know. I mean, maybe it's the persona that I project and the sort of the way that I try and conduct myself to be friendly and nice to everyone, that it sort of goes over to you guys as well, which I love. And Caden Smith asks, are you active in your fan base, aka fan art, responding to comments, etc.? I try to do my best. I do try to retweet and respond to any fan art that you guys send me on Twitter, respond to emails, things like that. I try my best to respond to as many comments as possible on my videos. I really try to interact with you guys because I love talking to you guys. That's why I do this, is for you guys, and I know that I would be nowhere without each and every one of you. So I always find it super important and love to interact with you guys. Ethan Alight says, think some comments I see don't seem to have any words, and when I look at them, but other people seem to answer those comments. What is going on? I know exactly what you're talking about, and that's because you're on mobile. I don't know what is going on with YouTube comments. It's been an issue for, well, a long time. I guess ever since they integrated Google Plus into the comments, that they've just been really messed up. And like comments getting deleted and whatnot and disappearing and all that. But this is a problem as well, where people will make a comment and on mobile, it'll just be blank. But if you look at it on your computer, it will actually say something. Widgie6 says, since I'm going to NYC soon this summer, do you have any tips so I don't die? Also, any good things to look out for? Well, I don't think you're going to have a problem with it being dangerous. It's not really very dangerous in New York, contrary to what movies or television shows may portray. But, good thing to look out for is this goofy, floppy, cute golden retriever named Kobe. She's always around the city. Shadow Ninja 139 says, think you do chores or just play on the computer all day and have your wife do them? And the only dead chicken says, well, he does his job and he walks Kobe. I doubt there's much more to do. Well, since my wife works a ton of hours and I'm the one home, there are quite a few things to do. Because, you guys might not realize, because you have parents to do a lot of these things for you, but somebody's got to clean the house and wash the laundry and make dinner and go to the grocery store and things like that. So there's a lot to do to keep things going, and I do most of them. She does help out when she can. But like I said, with the hours that she works, she's not home really a lot during the day. So there are a lot of things that she can't do during the day that I have to take care of. Blue Shadow RP asks, how often do you watch the news on TV? Very rarely, hardly ever at all. And I think, maybe I watch it less than most people do, but I think that that's a trend that is on the rise, where people instead get their news from their phone, from their whatever mobile device that they have, on their computer or whatever, because the nice thing about that is you can glance and find the things really quickly that you're interested in. Whereas if you're watching the news on TV and, you're kind of like you have to wait to get to maybe something you're interested in. So I think that's a trend for most people. NicolettesS asks, are you double jointed? I am, and it made it very hard to learn to play vibrato on my violin. I am double jointed. Yeah, I am still. But I mean, my fingers are not as flexible as they used to be. But yes, I am double jointed. My thumbs and all that stuff. And I guess, yeah, my fingers too. Oops. My fingers too. I guess it would be hard for me to play as well. I didn't even realize that would be an issue for people playing violin or any stringed instrument. Never thought about it. Rocking Yaz asks, hey, Think, what size is your bed? Well, that's personal. No, I'm just kidding. We have a king-size bed because we have a very large golden retriever that likes to sleep in the bed with us, and a queen-size bed just was not cutting it. Michael Barker asks, Think, when you were a kid, did you like comic books? I love comic books. Yes, I did. I collected comic books as a kid. Mostly Marvel comics. And I don't think that's because, I only like Marvel comics or anything like that. It was just that I lived in Indonesia, and the comic book store, which, a comic book store with English comics, pretty rare, really, really only stocked Marvel comics. So that's what I read and collected. Karis Thomas asks, me and my brother fight all the time. You said in your Draw My Life, you and your sister finally made up. Any tips? Yeah, I can tell you exactly what worked for us, and it'll definitely work for you. Your brother or you have to move away for about 2 years, and then you'll be friends. That's not going to work? No? Okay, well, with my sister and I, that's really what happened. And I don't think it was distance or not seeing each other for 2 years, but I graduated. I'm 2 years older than she is, and I graduated high school and went to college for 2 years. And during that time, we saw a lot less of each other, and we started to appreciate more of each other. And that's when we became better friends. And I also think it was both of us got older, and that kind of helped. But siblings are always gonna fight. It just until you get older, it's just all of my friends fought with their siblings. It's just sibling rivalry. It just happens, and you'll eventually grow out of it, I promise. Ollie MC asks, Think, do you remember your first prom, and did your school have stuff like spring dances or winter dances? I can't remember my first prom at all. And not for the reason you think, because I just didn't go. You see, I moved from Indonesia between my sophomore and junior year. And for those of you guys who don't really know those, between 10th and 11th grade. And so I started at a new school in 11th grade, and just 11th and 12th. So the last 2 years. And 11th grade, you go to junior prom. 12th grade, you go to, I guess it was senior prom, but I think we called it something else. Senior ball? I don't know. But I didn't know a lot of people, and I definitely didn't know any girls or any girls that were interested in hanging out with me. So I didn't go to the prom either year, either my junior year or my senior year. But as far as dances, yes, in my old school in Indonesia, we had dances every couple of months, and I went to a ton of those because I had a bunch of friends, and we would all go together. I wouldn't go to a dance like with a girl with a date, but we would all go as a group, and they were really fun. Caden Smith asks, can you explain what IGN means? Yes, IGN stands for in-game name. It's just an acronym, and that's the name above your head. Or when you log into Minecraft, when you type in your email address and your username, and then at the bottom right, it says welcome, comma, and that username that you have, or the username that you chose when you bought Minecraft, that is your IGN. Marley53113 on CP asks, what day of the week was it when you married your wife? That's a really creative question. And it was a Thursday. And you might think, Thursday? That's just random. Well, and it kind of is. But we had a destination wedding, and we didn't want to make it on a Saturday because we figured that people would fly in Saturday morning and fly out on Sunday, and we wanted to plan a whole long weekend for everyone. So we planned it on Thursday because we knew, and some people stayed the whole week, but we were there for a week. But They flew in on, some people flew in on Thursday morning, and usually most of them stayed till Sunday. So no matter what, it was kind of not very nice of us, I guess, now that I think back on it, that the people we wanted to go are like, yeah, well, you want to come, you got to take at least 2 days off of work, but whatever. We gave them a really great weekend, and we had a bunch of events planned for Thursday, well, the wedding was Thursday, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Sunday morning, just so that we could see as much of everyone and spend as much time with everyone as we could. Allison Miller asks, do you have any suggestions on acne? Whatever I do, my acne cream never works. Noodle on. Well, so when I was younger, I had bad skin too, and nothing really worked for me very well either. I ended up going to college still having problems, and I went to a dermatologist, and I had to take some prescription medication called Accutane. Now, Accutane is a pretty strong medicine, and I don't even think, I think you have to be over a certain age to take it. I'm not really sure, but they prescribe it once you've tried everything, and Accutane is like a last ditch effort to help you. But if yours is hard to control with just standard acne cream, you might want to ask your parents if you can go see a dermatologist, and they may be able to prescribe something a little bit stronger, but not, not like the stuff I was talking about, but something a little bit stronger that can help you out. Haley Johnson asks, hey, can you please answer this question? What do you miss from your childhood? Like, what memories of your childhood make you want to be a kid again? Well, I just miss those days when I used to just sit around on the computer and play video games whenever I wanted. And wait, I do that now. I don't know. Truthfully, the memories of childhood that make me want to be a kid again is just that feeling, and you guys are feeling it right now, that the end of the year is coming and summer is coming. The days are already super long, and you're gonna be hanging out with your friends all day. Although it's always short-lived, because you start. Oh man, summer's gonna be so long. I can't wait. We got 2 months, and then on like the third day, you're like, wait a minute. We only have 47 days left. Oh gosh. But yeah, it's the summertime. Maddie C asks, cookies, brownies, donuts, or cupcakes? Yes, please. Yeah, I would like any of those. Oh, but you know what? Last week, for my mother-in-law's birthday, we went to a cupcake baking class, and it was awesome. But I don't want any cupcakes for about another year. Man, I ate so many. Carolina Eats Noodles asks, what color is your wife's hair? I imagine it blonde. Well, I probably haven't told you guys this in a while, but my wife is Chinese, so she doesn't have blonde hair. Her hair is, it's really, really, really dark brown, or you'd probably consider it black. NicolettesS asks, have you ever recorded the first episode of a new series and then decided to cancel it? Nope, never. Young Flame asks, what website do you use to find the sounds? And I assume you mean the sounds for Thinks Lab. Well, I do. The editing program that I use now for Thinks Lab, Final Cut Pro, has a bunch of sounds in it, and the iLife sound effects that come with my Mac, there's a bunch of those as well. But as far as finding them, if I need a specific sound, I'll just Google it, and usually whatever website comes up. There's not a go-to website that I can think of. Rainbow Watercolors 123 asks, can you do Minecraft Comes Alive for a new series soon? Well, I don't think I can do a whole series around it. I've got so many series running right now, and I'm having a hard time keeping up with them as much as you guys want me to, but I'm trying. But I do plan to integrate it in, well, not integrate it, but I plan to do a Thinks Lab episode around it. I have the idea in my head, but yeah, I will put it in one day. Ty Etherton asks, did you hear they're adding bunnies in a 1.8? Noodle on. Yes, I did. I've seen the screenshots, and I'm pretty excited about it because I think they're tameable and breedable, so we're gonna have to find a place to put them in the Noodle Planet as well. And Joseph Green says, hey, did you know that Mojang might be adding underwater structures? Yes, I did, and I don't think might be. They definitely are. I've seen some of the screenshots of the, well, I don't know if they, well, anyway, there were tweets about underwater dungeons that they're going to be making. They've got a new underwater lighted block. And they've got some sort of boss dungeon monster underwater kraken. I'm not really sure. They haven't really given full details on it, but there has been a lot of stuff that they say they're doing for 1.8. So the next snapshot is going to be incredible. Nick Schoenfield asks, "Think I can't load PokeCycles mod on Minecraft. Do you know why?" Check your Java version. I think that was the problem I was having. I think it was PokeCycles that I was having trouble with. I had to have at least Minecraft 1.7 for it to work. Zombie2999 Show says, "How did you get the Pixelmon music? I downloaded the texture pack and installed it, but it doesn't work." Well, on the Pixelmon videos, all of the music that you guys hear with the battles and inside the Poke Center and all that stuff, I put those in with editing. Those are actually not there when I'm playing the game. I do that afterward and insert all of the sounds of level up and winning the battles and all that stuff. I do that afterward just to make the video more interesting. Caitlin Raspid asks, "How do you make yourself look like Kevin with his inventory full of TNT? Also, since this is similar, how do you do that faraway look at yourself?" Well, to make his inventory look like it's full of TNT, I fill my inventory with TNT. But the faraway look at yourself is the over-the-shoulder mod. And you can find that. I think it's only available for 1.6. I'm sorry, wait. It's shoulder surfing mod, not over-the-shoulder. Shoulder surfing mod. CalypsoWillow says, "Hi, Think. So on your survival series, did you know you don't have any armor on? I'm pretty sure all you have is a helmet or pants. Not sure exactly. Do you just not want to put on armor, or do you not know, or do you not care?" Actually, I always have at least my diamond feather falling boots because I jump off of stuff all the time. And if I don't have those boots on, I will kill myself. I put on chain pants in the last episode just because, I don't know, I just felt like it. But yeah, I usually keep the clothes off or the armor off because I like to see my own skin on it, and I like to be a little bit more challenged because if I run around in diamond armor with protection 4 on it all the time, which I will do if I fight a wither or something, but, you know, in general, if there's just a skeleton here or a creeper there, I like to have a little bit of a challenge and actually be a little bit scared because with that overpowered armor, you really have nothing to worry about. And the next two people sort of ask a similar question about the minions' voices and KFC and how it kind of sounds like me sometimes. It actually is me. I'm using a recording program and I've tweaked a bunch of the vocal filters and I'm still working on it, trying to get it right. But yeah, a lot of the stuff, a lot of the voice and things like in the most recent one where Kevin was singing, making the boss summoning device, summoning star? No, I don't know. But anyway, he was making that thing. That was me humming along with that vocal filter, trying to sound like Kevin. Susanna Johnson says, "On the survival world you have for the Golden Noodle, do you need to replace that sign up with the names that were there before and the Golden Noodler for that episode?" Yep, I have a small little sticky note. Well, it's not a real sticky note, but it's in the Stickies note application with each sign and the noodlers or the recipients of the Golden Noodle. So it says sign 1 and it says the 4 names, and sign 2, which only has 1 name right now. And what I do is before the start of each episode, I go and break the sign and remake it and then type in the name for each person until it's full. Ben Gamer says, "What? Last week I was watching the chat and don't ask why, and you said you're not op. Why are you not op on your own server?" Well, I am in the main lobby, but for survival games, I'm not because I like to use the compass. And if I'm op and I right-click the compass or even left-click it, it teleports me. And it teleports me to random places on the map instead of actually using the compass like it's supposed to, tracking different players and telling me how far away they are. So I asked not to be opt on Hunger Games, survival games, so that I can use the compass feature. Filipino Frog asks, "What's your thought on sloths?" Well, I think that sloths are like so slow. They're like sloths. Okay. Brooke Tucker Owl Lover asks, which floor of your apartment do you live on? Well, the first floor. We only have one floor in my apartment, so that's the only floor I can live on. I don't think that's what you meant. And the Green Pickaxe asks, hey Think, what's your last name? Oh, you don't know my last name? It's Noodles. Jeez. All right, guys, that's it for this week's Ask Think. Don't forget to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. Remember, only one question per comment, but you can leave as many comments as you like. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching, and of course, noodle on!